Welcome to GK Mojo. So in this special core booster series, part 4, last mile to cat. Alright. So we are going to cover parajumbles in this session. One of the most important component you can say for verbal ability, VRC section. That is the first section that you are going to encounter 10 days later now. Right. I guess you guys are doing well. Stay motivated. Do not overburn yourself in these last 10 days. Alright. If you want to take a mock, but if you feel demotivated and that it's just burning out and you do not want to stress yourself with a mock, it's fine. Just take a break, revise whatever you have done till now, important formulas, important concepts. Just sit down, eat good, stay relaxed, have a good night's sleep. All right, and then appear for the paper. So let's get started with this video. I've covered three previous year cat very good parajumble sets. First of all, what are parajumbles? Parajumbles are just jumbled paragraphs. Don't be scared about them, especially in CAT. Alright, they are jumbled paragraphs. Right? There are various ways to solve parajumble transition words. Apart from that, you can establish links between two sentences and then go for the best combination. Form pairs. Alright, use pronouns, correct. Go in chronological orders. All right, make use of acronyms. All right, acronyms are usually used in the further part and their full form is used in the before part of the paragraph, right? Then apart from that, you can look at the structure forming the sentences. All right, it should make sense. All right, it should be coherent. The paragraph should be coherent in meaning. All right, logical. And we have to go from general to specific. All right, these are the ground rules for parajumbles. Do not overcomplicate it with this and that stuff and grammatical stuff and all those things. Yes, it is important in terms of pronouns, articles, and some indicative words, but just do not overcomplicate it. So let us have a look at this parajumble, which is from CAT 2001. All right, so one thing I would like to inform you that this is the sentence F. All right, this is E sentence and this is F sentence, right? Let's get started. Sentence A is starting with but, so it cannot be a first sentence. Sentence B is starting with so it cannot be a first sentence. Sentence C is starting with now, so it cannot be a first sentence. Now sentence D, how do you battle with your enemy, does not make any sense at all even if we start with the sentence, so this would not be your first sentence, right? Sentence E, the idea is to destroy the enemy's productive capacity, and depending upon the economic foundation, that productive capacity is different in each case. This is something that should have some sentence before it. Otherwise, this won't make sense starting with it, right? You can just make out by reading this sentence. So, any which ways, your first sentence will be F. What is F? With regard to the defense, the purpose of military is to defend the nation and be prepared to battle with its enemy, right? So, this is something about military, all right, and defense. Correct. So we start with F. So you can see battle with its enemy. This topic has been introduced. Now in D sentence you can see it has been questioned. This topic has been questioned. How do you battle with your enemy? So definitely F and D form a pair. D will come next. The answer to this question is given in the very next sentence, that is E. The idea is to destroy the enemy's productive capacity, and depending upon the economic foundation, that productive capacity is different in each case, right? How do you battle with your enemy? In this way. That is sentence E. Hence, it's a triplet, FDE. Now, we'll deal with these three sentences, A, B, C, and see how we can arrange them, right? So, you can see sentence A is but in the industrial era. So definitely some sentence should come before A. So A will definitely not be the first out of this triplet, right? So if you can say, so in the agrarian area, if you need to destroy the enemy's productive capacity, what you need to do is bomb his fields, or if you are really vicious, solve them, right? Definitely B should come before A, right? Now A will come over here because see in this agrarian area era, right? And over here but in the industrial area, so there is a comparison of two eras over here. So BA will be your logical sequence. Now let us see sentence C. Now in the information era, now means this is the present era, hence chronologically also it should come at the last because present is the current one, right? So basically I've got the formation of the triplet as BAC, right? So just combine it and that would be your answer for this parajumble, that is FDEBAC, right? So basically I have taken this parajumble. I know that you do not get alphabetical parajumbles anymore in CAT. You will be getting theta questions where you have to input the sequence of 4 to 5 sentences in the numerical way, right? But the ultimate goal is to learn the concept before the exam. We have to just refresh our concepts now. Let's have a look at this one. All right. Passivity is not, of course, universal. Second sentence is, in areas where there are no lords or laws, or in frontier zone where all men go armed, the attitude of peasantry may will be different. C. So indeed, it may be on the fringe of the unsubmissive. However, for most of the soil-bound peasants, the problem is not whether to be normally passive or active, but when to pass from one state to another. This depends on assessment of the political situation, right? So this is a very easy parajumble that had appeared in CAT. So look at the pronoun in sentence C, all right? This it, right? So indeed, it may be on the fringe of the unsubmissive. What is the it here referring to? And it says that it may be unsubmissive. What can be unsubmissive? Definitely it cannot be the political situation that is in the, which is given in sentence E, right? It would be completely incoherent, right? Only attitude which is given in sentence B, all right, if you see, the attitude of peasantry may well be different. This can be unsubmissive. Hence, BC is definitely a link. All right. Rest, if you see, passivity is not, of course, universal. This is a very good starter. All right, because this is generalistic and it is introducing a topic in a way that it does not need any other sentence before it. So ABC is a triplet that we have got over here. All right. Now let's see what is the order of D and E. However, for most of the soil-bound peasants, the problem is not whether to be normally passive or active, but when to pass from one state to another. This depends on assessment of political situation. That is, from when to pass from one state to another. When does this happen? It depends on assessment of political situation. Hence, DE, right? So the correct order is A, B, C, D, E. Even if you would have read this whole set of sentences one by one, you would have understood that they are well in order. Let's have a look at this parajumble now. All right. So over here, the situation in which violence occurs and the nature of that violence tends to be clearly defined, at least in theory, as in the proverbial Irishman's question, is this a private fight or can anyone join in? Quite a generalistic statement, right? B. So the actual risk to outside. So is there. So this cannot be a first. Probably the only uncontrolled application of force are those of social superiors to social inferiors, and even here there are probably some rules. So this does not make sense to start with because it seems that some sentence should come before this to make sense. However, binding the obligation to kill again cannot be true, right? Because cannot be the first sentence because however cannot start it, right? So A is the best starter over here. It is introducing a topic in a very generalistic way. It talks about the nature of violence being clearly defined, right? This is followed by C, which talks about an exception to the theory mentioned in A. All right, so this is AC, right? C is then followed by D, right? Why? Because this is again contradicting the sentence C by putting in, however, binding the obligation to kill, right? So D should come next, and hence we are left with only B, which is conclusive. So the actual risk. So means conclusive, right? So it is concluding the paragraph, which forms a coherent paragraph. So that's it in this video. Please visit us at jkmojo.com. Thank you.